Hi, my name is Jeff Ryan, and I'm the Regional Science Coordinator here at Olympic ESD. And welcome to this very quick video that's going to overview analyzing and performance expectation. This is a quick little activity to dig into a specific performance expectation in the next generation science standards. In order to get set up to do this, you're going to need a few of the copies that are on the website here that you found this video on. You're going to need a copy of the Next Generation Science Standards, which you can find online at ngss.org, a copy of the 11 by 17 Performance Expectation Analysis Placemat. Now that is a document that looks just like this. The colored boxes, which correspond to the different components of the the Next Generation Science Standards. And yeah, so you'll need to go ahead and download this. You can use this electronically, but it's a little bit clunky because of the way it's set up. You're also going to need a copy of the Performance Expectation Analysis Guide. Now this will be helpful because, and it looks like this, it's a PDF that just basically are all the steps of how you do this activity. So this, you can just read through this and work your way through it, or work a group of your teachers through it at your school. And I must say that's one of the purposes of this, as I see it, which is to give you a quick little professional development activity that you can do at your school with your teachers, or actually on your own. You also need some post-it notes. So here's sort of the outcomes for this whole activity, the purpose. And this activity you've done, I've done it a few times. It's probably going to take you about 20 minutes to do it well. It can be done probably less without, if you're on your own or you're not having a conversation with colleagues. So basically, the purpose of it is to increase your understanding of the components of the Next Generation Science Standard performance expectations, because they're they're interesting, integrated statements and you're basically going to be breaking them apart. Increase clarity on the connection between the performance expectation and the foundation boxes, and then some increased understanding of the various connections between the disciplinary core ideas and the different grade levels within the same grade level and across the grade levels. Before we go any further, I wanted to give a shout out, thank you to my colleague Michelle Lane, the Regional Science Coordinator at North Central ESD 171. She is the one that developed these resources, and I just wanted to make this screencast because I thought they were a nice way to get more familiar with the performance expectations. So this happens in 3 parts, and this PowerPoint you can access yourself as well, so you can use this PowerPoint if you want to, but the 3 parts are here. The first part, you're basically recording data. You're not making any judgments. You're just sort of dissecting or analyzing one specific performance expectation. In part 2, you're going to make some inferences based on those different aspects of the performance expectation that you analyzed. And then the third part is an opportunity to reflect and summarize, kind of think about going forward in this implementation, what are some of the ramifications, the implications for your practice. So you're going to need to identify a performance expectation you want to focus on in the first part, and then I'm going to kind of go through these slides quickly because I don't need to go through all the steps because you have those on the handout, on the guide. And what I'll do is I'll sort of identify the places where I think it might be a little bit more challenging. So I think this first part is pretty straightforward, but just when you're analyzing the performance expectation, the text of the PE, note that this black box here is where the main text of the performance expectation goes. The red box here is where the assessment boundaries and the clarifying statements, clarification statements go. And here you can see the different dimensions, and you can take the language from those dimensions and put them in the colored boxes on the sheet, and there's some more description of what to focus on. Make sure you don't write all of the information down. Like, you don't want to write all of this information down into here under the science and engineering practice. You just want the specific information that corresponds to your identified performance expectation. And then on the bottom you're going to do the DCIs. And this is just making you aware of the fact that you don't want to write down all of those connections. You're just looking for the ones that connect to your specific performance expectations. So you're not going to list all those again. You have to actually scrutinize this a little bit. Okay, and then here's to the connection to the Common Core, as mentioned earlier. So in this part 2, you're going to record what it means. This is your opportunity to make inferences, as I mentioned earlier. So this is where the post-its come in. You basically use a post-it note here, and you're going to read the information that you've just written down in the different foundation boxes, and then maybe in general around the PE. And here's an example of an inference. I noticed that the students will have to make observations and comparisons. I will have to teach these skills in multiple settings. So this is your opportunity to sort of think about and for what are the implications for your practice going forward. And then in the last part 3, reflect and summarize, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be making a caption that sort of, it's looking at the placemat as a whole and thinking about if this was a picture in a book, what would be a caption that you would write to describe this picture? So that's the direction there. And that's it. That's the activity. Please access the resources on the page here for this, and go ahead and download the PowerPoint, and feel free to go ahead and share this with other colleagues as well. Thanks.